For me at least, I want beer to be a social drink. Sure, nearly all my videos are just me talking to the camera, and then y'all enjoy it at some later date and time. And honestly, most of the cans of beer that I drink, I'm not necessarily drinking alone, but I'm not also necessarily sharing them with other people. I'm always happy when someone comes over and wants to share my beer. But part of that wanting to share beer socially is also finding out what other people want. And so when I had the opportunity last week to visit Fort George Brewing in Astoria, Oregon, again, it's always a great place to visit, I asked people who were buying their own beer, hey, what are you buying and why? What do you like? And one lady there pointed to City of Dreams, which is a hazy pale ale by Fort George, as being her preferred. Now, she did admit she prefers hazy IPAs in general, as opposed to West Coast IPAs or the more hop-focused or at least bitter IPAs. And I do tend to prefer a more bitter West Coast IPA. So there's definitely not a matchup in our tastes per se. But it's not like I dislike hazy IPAs. I mean, beer's beer, right? And on someone else's recommendation and how they enjoy it, it's a good chance to not necessarily learn more about them, but explore a beer that someone else likes. And also just on its own, this beer is no slouch, considering it won gold medal at some big beer festival in 2024. So let's see how I like it. Well, it gets the pale right, that's for sure. That's almost a, what's that color? Some tropical fruit. Guava? No, that's not right. It's like a really pale grapefruit color, like a yellow grapefruit inside kind of color. There is still kind of a piney note to it, but that's not the only thing. There is also, like the first thing I thought of was raspberries, which is kind of interesting and a more tropical focused. But there is a kind of a pineapple note to it as well, and other various tropical fruits. It smells good. It smells very pleasant. And the variety, like the breadth of the aromas from kind of recognizable local berries to tropical fruits, and then this little kind of sharp twang of resin that speaks to some pretty interesting flavors I might experience in here. Let's just say I'm hopeful. I mean, not that I had any doubt that I was going to enjoy it or not, but it might tickle my fancy more than the average hazy. Let's just put it that way. Even with those different aromas, they're not like punching really hard. Now, granted, it's a breezy day out here in the mid 70s. So the aroma's kind of getting blown away, literally, a little bit. If you're inside in a closed room still there, the aroma might be a little more intense and localized. But the aromas are still definitely present, and what they are speak to a decently wide range of flavors. Without being necessarily one being dominant or confused. Like I can pick out each individual one pretty well, or they're all working together harmoniously. Well, that is pretty nice. So it doesn't have the kind of focused bite that a really strongly hopped West Coast IPA will have. Instead, it has a variety of softer flavors, and I believe there's a minerality, like almost a carbonation, like the bite that is there, the sharper note is more of a mineral note. Buzz off, bee. Is more of a mineral note than a hop note. And so that doesn't feel like it's going to necessarily blow out the tropical aromas that are there as well. But then you still get this really nice, on the back end, this kind of pine, resin flavor that comes through, and it's decently bitter for a hazy. I like that. So yeah, you're able to taste the kind of the tropical notes up front. They stay very dry. They are not sweet at all. It's not, I wouldn't call this a very juicy beer. Instead, there's these nice tropical notes, but they're not muted. They're just dry. It's the essence of tropical fruits, not the high sugar tropical fruits. And then, and the maltiness is decently present there as well. Throughout, there's this pretty strong mineral bite that, like I said earlier, it adds some interest to the beer, some points to the beer without blowing out or washing away the softer, creamier tropical notes. And then the pine, the West Coast, the pretty strong hoppiness builds up later and is this really pleasant, just finishing note that's still going. And it feels like there's a good deal of warmth to this too, but it's only 5.5% ABV. So I'm guessing that is that's more the, I don't know, the hops bring a little warmth to it. I don't know. This beer has sensations in addition to flavors. And I think that kind of mineral carbonation bite to it is carrying that load, is bringing those sensations rather than simply flavors. Yeah, and actually that kind of makes me think it's the tropical notes that are kind of dry. They're kind of along the lines of a sparkling water, a good sparkling water. Not the, we had a strawberry sneeze in the next room kind of sparkling water, but more, you're getting this very present, decently strong essence of a tropical note, but not sweet, right? And then, and yeah, it kind of feels like a malty sparkling water there at the beginning. Yeah. Sure, why not? I can see why this beer was a gold medal winner. It's interesting, it's tasty, it makes you want to keep coming back for more. It'd be very refreshing on a warm day, though Astoria, Oregon doesn't necessarily get a ton of those, or their warm days are by a different standard than I get here, even in Western Washington, or y'all get anywhere else in Eastern Washington, or where the sun shines more and just heats things up more. I think it would really work for a warm weather beer more so than the average hazy IPA, which tend to lack that acidic bite or a mineral bite that might characterize a more refreshing drink. Like the thing about lemonade that makes it refreshing is the lemon, not the sugar. The sugar makes the lemon tartness palatable and enjoyable and pleasant, but it's the lemon bite, that actual, lemon, that is the refreshing part of lemonade. So when I'm looking for refreshing in a beer, I'm usually speaking of a sharpness to it, a minerality or an acidity to it, something bright that causes me to have this refreshing experience with it, right? Or am I just talking out of my head? I probably am. Yeah, it's a good beer. I rate this a good 3 stars out of 4. It's a good one. This is me, Matthew. I've been drinking and enjoying Fort George's City of Dreams Hazy India Pale Ale. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.